Tensions between India and Pakistan, simmering for decades, reached a boiling point in May 2025. A horrific massacre in Indian-administered Kashmir became the catalyst. India blamed Pakistan-based militants for the atrocity. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement. The massacre ignited outrage in India, with calls for swift and decisive action against those deemed responsible. The incident reopened old wounds and pushed the two nuclear-armed neighbors closer to the brink. India, driven by public anger and a desire to project strength, launched airstrikes. These strikes targeted what India claimed were terrorist training camps within Pakistan-administered Kashmir. This marked a significant escalation going beyond India's previous strategy of surgical strikes. Pakistan condemned the strikes as an act of aggression and vowed a robust response. The situation escalated rapidly, raising fears of a wider conflict between the two nations. Pakistan responded to India's airstrikes with force. Pakistani fighter jets scrambled to counter the Indian incursion. Both sides engaged in fierce aerial combat over the skies of Kashmir. Pakistan claimed to have shot down multiple Indian aircraft, including advanced Rafale jets, a claim India denied. Ground troops exchanged artillery fire across the line of control, the de facto border dividing Kashmir. The fighting, while geographically limited, was the most intense between the two countries in decades. India focused on precision strikes, aiming to minimize civilian casualties and limit the potential for escalation. Pakistan, with its more limited air power, retaliated by targeting Indian military installations. The conflict, though brief, resulted in casualties on both sides, further inflaming tensions. The outbreak of hostilities between India and Pakistan sent shockwaves across the international community. World leaders scrambled to contain the situation, fearing a catastrophic escalation between the two nuclear powers. The United States, under the leadership of President Trump, offered to mediate. Secretary of State Rubio urged both sides to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. China, a close ally of Pakistan, called for calm and a peaceful resolution. Russia, traditionally closer to India, echoed these sentiments. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency meeting, urging both countries to de-escalate and respect the ceasefire. The global response highlighted the precariousness of the situation and the potential for a localized conflict to spiral into a wider regional or even global crisis. Looming over the conflict was the chilling reality of both India and Pakistan possessing nuclear weapons. While both countries maintained a policy of no first use, the risk of miscalculation or accidental escalation cast a dark shadow over the situation. The conflict served as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in the region. The international community understood the gravity of the situation. The specter of a nuclear exchange, even on a limited scale, was too terrifying to contemplate. Diplomatic channels worked overtime to de-escalate the situation. The crisis underscored the urgent need for dialogue and confidence-building measures between India and Pakistan. The world watched with bated breath, hoping that cooler heads would prevail.